Mr. Director, a government communications minister, AD Ehun Komosisia, the Honorable Felix Kwachu Fosua Homaneso, Honorable Ekosiisen Sini, Bibia Bokode. Yedanyamiase. Inti, Niama Mieno, number 1, the committee, Omampenyi, on the advice of the Council of State, put it together, no, on the CJ to probe CJ any allegations against her. You have to say, or China may admire no more show, but you must say, sanity, and Mepacho.
Oh, the Democrat, Yami Admotuna Pepe, and a committee, no, and I say, as the moment and sentence in Waffy.
And still, nothing has changed as far as the membership of the committee is concerned. The same in Kofona and that's was right.
The same members now. Yeah, the two jobs will criminal. Now, the committee, no, I'm about to say, and Premier and Sa, now watching the emu. That's what I'm there. Or maybe you're Juma. Now, I'm a day at home since I saw no. I'll be down on my penny. Maybe this is that way a lawyer to him said the committee not the on the on the bar. Or say, a moment penny said the Omakano. And not the Yajuma. Or Mampeni no one. The Odessa Sunday Diao.
Okay. Inti the committee was set 3 times a week till say Ombewie Omejuma. Now,
yeah, 3 times a week. Yeah.
Okay. As we speak, and say Omuni timelines be within which Omoyo Omejuma no.
Oh, there be what kind of statement are? But the better your power committee now. There was no timeline. In fact, Constitution does not empower the President and the Council of State to give any timeline. But maybe say, Brony Bessie, they will act within a reasonable time frame. Say, any idea, and the cost of Abulum Pempensua, then the Jatum say, as a woman now.
There were also talks around say committee in settings no anka ye making it public minim omampenyi sa views na man for express no and the position on that here then
omampenyi say me did say kono kwa nka how be no say ye be yama omamfo ahwe say bi enye esuma to dwedue na yedi na mmom no there are strict constitutional requirements. I think Article 1468. SSA. And I'm on tour a first application who I was here, a dam, and I put it behind closed doors. Into a Ghana, a Mraba time or constitution, near country, and I'm a year, a year approach. And this idea, maybe the Senka, or more Mokate, young in the bedroom, how do you know?
Very well. Enti yebeshe say committee no ehwe omadwuma say asen when be necessary be din koma will talk and yen nyina so yebetwen final report no which recommendations the president will be bound by. So omoka say oma CJ ntu anadwuma so CJ beto so onkotena fie CJ beko akwa fie. But we are also hearing say on lawyer Sami Jemfi, acting CEO of the Gold Board, a presidency, a pardon. Can you confirm that, Mr.
Oh, silence, I'm Sebaka Creed, and I'm in a central for a war presidency here, a dream common. Now, the two gas, Ling Nadakaya, after you see, and many numerous additions of paper now. Or as I'm going to see, Uncle Sadin and December 2 gas, a par on my morning in Archo. You see, in Kenny City. Now, and which also, I'm the Dwana Pepe, and a chief of staff, opening power or share, or Mampenia, yes or no, or two of no, a man buys, now also told Anubisano, you see. Now, which and now, or born a cocoa. Say, a year at your pa, or the Aban or Jitum. Then was Abon Coco say, on Yashi. Now, the sister in Sibium. Otazo fa sa akwenya no so e de nkra ekoma ye ya wa bremu nyina say yenya hweyi na eni etisa no e bia nkoso nti sa na ma melu esi echi no omampani susu se asem no ya ma ne so heya na ya ma owi asami je fi akwenya na onche na eduma so na owi asami je fi ankasa so waban ho ba amampeni and chief of staff as wax enya de see you know ebesi bi nti presidency susu say the be agreed said you ehun ko hia say ye be bibi fufu bi aka ya chopa ene kokoba ye de abono no.
For those who have made the point say Omampeni code of conduct and ethics are or launch this issue represented the very first major test in view of that code of conduct and they were expecting maybe a stringent way from the president. I don't know. What would you tell Safon and so in the face of the decision our presidency are taking?
We need to look at the code of conduct. Is there a specific provision? Code of conduct in the year a course no it's here potting and there's no specific provision. Said I want to be more baby. But then we to me say Ghana for the one I can't say innocent Banisano Omudika. Nemo me to say the sea and a switching and the other two Gano. Nemo ye the Broswa. Na asotwe no akobro the issue say yes of information so and nti na abanisa.
Okay, in way me like
na yes I say so code of conduct na nkasa no ekire asotwe a yemfa ma omo ye ne ya etia
yes
asotwe e di kan no ye say wo de achopa e be magana fo eno so ya asotwe that the no bia no e bibi kwa e me mmre so be pacho
that's true
ena etoso mi no ye besa abo kokko obo so kan so twen ho tabi wono ma wo fie na omo ye nya mo nsem a obeti afa ba e de aka wo mu obeti so abo mo kokko te omo ma we no nye sua de na de etoso mi no ba e bia ba ye bibi asene sa nti we no nyina no ya so twen nti se ya ma sa so twen mi no ya yesusu se eso ha ye be boa te ne be ya e be ye sua de e de ama afofo aka.
That's fine. Felix, my final issue on an issue the minority caucus raising say Omampeni ayene bia breachy the supreme law of the land, which is the constitution, because ofriyama time and the vice president eniha speaker and so eniha until for that period no now you need acting president be our country was without a leader presidency more just criticism they saying.
Another round of the time wasting now. Minority no deba. Matokwa said almost start impeachment proceedings with 88 members of parliament. Yes, we are 187. In the parliament, they share assemblyaka. Many workers say what they are saying is moot. Omampeni or my munti, or my new. The meaning is a way as a my best also be. And in any event, there are several schools of thought. And then we so workers on Mampini to coin. And you know, on my name, it's another Mampenia. You did to when you say. In fact, on Mampenia going to a O2 in his capacity as president. W on Mampini to Kano, when two as a private is any holiday no coin. You want to do official government business as the president of Ghana. If he say a stretch at sometimes it gets to illogical and absurd limits. But
the legal counsel to the minority referred to the later Supreme Court decision on this issue, which decision until it is reversed remains law. And so yes, of course, I mean, between you and I, because the modern way of doing things, no, we expect because of technology, but that is not what the Supreme Court said. The court said, so free or the next person in this case, no, I was Speaker of Parliament should be sworn in to act. That certainly did not happen.
And I'm sure it is their view. We hold a contrary view. If there are any steps that we need to say on the first one, it is entirely up to them.
It's a fact
that you say, Obi, you say first will be in Simumba. But it is a needless debate. In this year, this debate is completely needless. I don't think it's so. Many occasions, Mampeni Waha. and the president traveled in his capacity as president. He was representing Ghana. Sometimes we need to avoid stretching issues that you. Yes, I don't think for super. But
Felix, because a border on the constitution as we speak, a committee is starting a probe on the CJ. All of this has come about because of the constitution. And we cannot begin to be seen to be picking and choosing which provision in the constitution is favoring and unfavoring. If it's a fact, at a point, the president, the vice, the speaker were not in this country, that certainly is a problem.
But it is not a problem of the president. For instance, minority council, he is speaking as an MP. So you need to find out whether speaker formally has even informed government so we took one. He understand me to even warrant this sort of discussion. And I'm sure say a moot point. It is a pointless debate. And that there are times we need to avoid pointless debates. In Comodia and Francis and so could be and therefore we are unwilling at this point to join that debate. If the minorities say or maybe it is entirely up to them. NPP president when you don't have the numbers, you know clearly that you are wasting your time. So I don't even see why we should bother for with a debate that is heading nowhere. In any event, other views have been expressed. The views at the end they say it is not the case. So we do not want a lengthy, pointless debate. And we will choose to focus on the issues that matter.
Very well. I don't think that the impression is also being created. Say, because of numbers are more in parliament in Tino, we can breach the constitution here.
We hold a contrary view. First of all, we are not bound by what the minority thinks. MP and the majority
here you are.
The minority cannot dictate the peace. Almost in the country, they don't have the right to do that. So if they believe that they should argue their case, we also argue our case. And so when I cite numbers, I'm telling you that there are more people who do not think this is an issue than those who think it's an issue. In any event, a democracy, and democracy is about majority. And I'm a boy. There's a reason why they are the minority. We don't believe, say, the Omo cannot. It merits the light of day. We have the right to push that position. The same way they have the right to say whatever they want. It means anybody accepts the numbers is the issue. But majority also has a right to take a position. So I don't know what the minority is on about.
Very well. Honorable Mepacho,
but I'm also concerned against waste of time. You see, sometimes a democracy must mature, Mr. So one of the things that you avoid is pointless debate. In Comodia, especially when you know that as I'm working, times have evolved and there are things that remedy that problem. You understand me? So that must also be factored into the debate.
Yeah, but that should be also determined by the Supreme Court.
And
for now,
there are those who also hold the view. So that is not their belief or understanding of what the issue should be. They also must be heard.
Yes.
Some also say in these modern times, that position is not sustainable. So you listen to both sides. That's all. I'm the parliament, if they choose to do so, we will be on hand to also express our views on the matter. But you know, there's a president in the country is running. You see, your position of answer we will just be engaged in a debate to nowhere.
That's very well. Felix, my youngest BBN Baba Bedin Komo, why? Medasepa, Yamisha. Felix Kwachio Fosu, a minister for government communications and yetin and kano ye besa so adi nkomo bi oba ansa na mamema enianomu aka na kwaba na afei emu hu so maba be cancer honorable minister ni na ate akwaba etesen
obinyame go social media bokode
adumia
ba unu wa sempa na medu eno me na pe me ka cho man
na no de me ye de
na do ye djuma man kofu bi mu pa o o de be ka say no so ka topic no nje be bazo
I say, sorry. Akwaba na bibi aboko.
About 5 days.
That means me come me say be interview back. Yes.
Just say
Here, come on, you be the interview. Come on, you be the interview.
Two car free baby baggy.
No, I can't bend down.
Kwajo ba late to kwa we tumi o. Ni nkasa ye. So we dey kaka.
So na we go na dey late. Because we ba betra ha.
Kaka wa complain na wo ye no di mre ni bi udi bi won sam so ka. On bi ma bie ni magu ha. Why?
Me ho ye ha me na me ka.
Class prefect. Wednesday na mo de ma ba no ma mo class arrangement e ni mu nyimi fi yo.
Squad no ni ho. Squad video until na wanya kwa be ship. Na san kan na Wednesday. E ma ho mam.
So Ekosiisen is the higher Senpai FMT. Sisi, the panel is set, and we will get straight into the vexed matters. Of course, the backstory, the committee probing the CJ show Majuma Senya Meya Domoa Ochna. They would sit 3 times a week until say report Akoma president report nensono whatever is in there would be binding on the president. President you say the recommendations a committee in the Akoma no imu. That's number one. Presidency so a granted pardon to the acting CEO of the gold board. Of course, the government communications minister Echimua, OSHA code of conduct and ethics Nimua. There are some sanctions in there. One of them, Nipanu render apology. Nipanu will be cautioned. Nipanu will be reprimanded. Nipanu will be suspended. Nipanu will be dismissed. And in this case, the apology and the caution and Oman through the speaker, Mrs. Speaker, the chief of staff, the Ama Yenia lawyer, Sami James. The Oman Penny says, there's a seminal encoda dieda na life must go on. That's where we are at the moment. Dr. Kwabena Bonfe, me and you.
Me na was not me ashase.
Na someone share share. Video no. Okay then fine. Doc Meba. Honorable Nina Maminti on the video.
Obi,
It's part of
to be honest and sincere with you.
Yes.
Minim kwan be faso to deal as Kabila described them. Sabi for years anyama. You see, it is look at Bibi Makoye say Jumano. The question you need to ask yourself, say, at what time in Omukoye?
Okay.
Where your friend is saying, measures been have we put in place to deal with some of these things? Yeah. You see, apart from this one on the major principal streets, say because they try say yi got us the matters at to be all those things there then if you honor. And it's becoming a big problem. Look, first light. So if you are driving in the evening, and if you don't take care, it will be a problem.
Yeah, sure.
Even the small roads in our community, the Kapono, Omuyi Efiso.
And don't put me my worry there. No quality you can argue say they are open, it can be seen. But way to pull down concrete.
I'm Obi,
iron rods is shame.
It's unbelievable. Even street light, Omu to be to if you street like that then it to form. So you ask yourself, say, it omo no be car be am and like you need any form behind bet to me then actually man. And you see these bastard boys no, honestly, they are really doing
a good job.
Today, this morning, omo ye juma wo ablekuma traffic light no, e di buy a friend say awoshi and ushe juma ushe anya ma hipa go no so. And if the person will be doing, the last time I was watching one of their videos, I call back share rubber, and they are called gata na sie. And you can imagine, and we'll be doing all these things. And some of these people will be arrested near John Munomoko. Look, if care is not taken, we need to break everything and reconstruct it. Everything. So you are not safe. If you pass there, you are not even safe. You're not even safe. Now you clean up a circle here. Overpass our circle. honum esuro nyina obu say yetutu na obu say obi kwa put da ho.
Oh, but me ba ma menye interview we Imran and to aso Ekosiisen so ne Eric Dennis Dumenu Akachi. Eric Dennis Dumenu Akachi. Eric, good evening and welcome.
Good evening. I'm not Dennis. The name is Eric Dumenu Akachi.
Okay, there is no Dennis in there. Eric Dumenu Akachi. That's
exactly.
fine. That's fine. Can you confirm that you filed a petition at Shraj for Shraj to investigate lawyer Sammy Gyamfi? Can you confirm that?
I did exactly that.
And what's the status of the petition as we speak?
As we speak now, I've directed my lawyer to withdraw the petition. It has become important that the public know that I have no personal hatred towards Sami. But the way the media has carried it as though it's a personal issue, or perhaps maybe the person has committed any crime, that is not the intention. The intention was that we saw a public video, and I felt that Shraj should look into it as an investigative body and see whether or not there is any corruption issue in it. So it's not that I'm saying that there's any corruption, but they should look into it and see whether or not there's any corruption. So, but I feel that the way the whole issue has taken a twist and turns in the media, it is in the best interest to withdraw the petition. So I have directed my lawyer and to withdraw the petition with immediate effect, and also to direct Shraj to stop any further inquiry into the matter.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I mean, we just wanted that confirmation. So thank you. We'll not take so much of your time. Thank you so much. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. A Ghanaian citizen, Eric Dumenu Akachi, and Amayate send a petition or the commerce Raj, on why instructing a lawyer someone sign withdraw petition because of how media cover that whole story. Or personal issues be any day against lawyer Sammy Gyamfi. That's where we are on this particular issue. Mekeka Niomana SEC earlier we had an interview with the legal counsel to the minority. Amono Kas a issue about the constitutional breach on the part of the president by the communications minister, the government communications minister Echimoa. That whole debate, and Shada and Yenese, because they take the view say breach be a encourso. Dr. James Kwabena-Bonfe.
Obi.
Yes.
Well, a Kamia Koye replay 2017, just following 2016 general elections. An artificial win. Maybe see that 169 members of parliament, president, huge. Nenya Bakosemu. So that's FM. Similar to 2024. Maybe the details of the data nankasa kano is another area one can do analysis on a different platform. It's obia say otonebo no kohwem what Ghanaians were saying in 2024. Just like I said in 2017, say na Ghana for the wedding kunim, the wedding cho, so obia kohwe what Ghanaians were saying. People didn't take a note of it. A do say because the article betrayal, misunderstanding of a mandate and misrepresentation of it thereof. Tie nkasembe ne wo. Kasembe ni ho. But the Sammy Gyamfi standard, SGS, and now 14th May 2025. Fanisen can 14th May 2024. And I mean, Sammy Gyamfi ha. And a video now, a koye, a phenomenon, and Cadeno Becca found. And use that. Media Quattro was saying, Assembly ni ho, and so a pacho. I'm a president say, Cho Penechino, Assembly ni obium.
One casa assembly or say assembly by Nipana Pacho into a matia to no question.
I say, Yasem, now code of ethics, a code of conduct, Muno, Ibiani one more, sa ana nya sa na
there's no specific
exactly and let me say me ntawanya asemu I've done politics for a number of years. I know what politicians endure and what we go through, especially in the partisan fray. Now, what was his standard bear on such matters? And when I asked him, okay, and tell what one and I was to that day, Yenya go for Daniel Sembaye. And said, Otia, and an oka. I me challenge you, no. Me say, I say my work cano. A big crime would do say, the new govt should even lose his license to practice. And I don't know more Uncle GLC. So much then. So I say, and the median Casamunio, but the summer wire the SGS, the Sami Jamfi standard. Felix, oh, yeah, what amanyo semu aye kasai. Obi. Naze matise nipa bebre kasa. Oh, you good. Now they are comparing to people. Nyade. Hey, what has changed in this country all of a sudden? And then all of a sudden. Obi who hinti. Ana say wo baby ana unsusu ye kire wunti. Asem bia asi nne no. E wo mfanto ho enra no. Ene de different. Hwe ni mamienu. Minister Louis Farrakhan. Or say when you see men fall, don't laugh.
Don't laugh.
Learn. Because you're on your own way up. And you are not free of the temptations
that made them trek.
That make people to fall. Yeah. Nor are you free of the temptations that can make you stumble and fall. Did he kind of know? There should be a cows trapped by their horns, men by their words. Maybe say by the Sami Jamfi standard. What will Sami Jamfi be saying today of Sami Jamfi and Agrada? Only 1 year back. Emre yeninkaso. Na fele kwacho fusu. Asema wokano. Market.
Emodi here no.
Or say then there's no debate. We won't breach. Or say it is not an issue to debate.
Sure. It's pointless and unnecessary. And
he advances further say it's because minority has some argument or almost can say it borders on impeachment, you know, their numbers is of no consequence. True. Their numbers may be of no consequence. Donald Trump. He was found guilty. 34 counts. And so America compared to Ghana mrenti. Watina be president. Donald Trump only qualified to be standing elections for Ghana. And the informal penny because to some extent Ghana so no never be one more yem fanasa. No me shama wakache say. Sa some say mampeni be di atire any masebe de fie chame omumi ansan nyina wo out of jurisdiction within a certain period no. Na nko obeka say ente sa. And then can any debate. You are not denying that. And yet, impunity. Oh, catcher say the minority that could begin an impeachment process don't have the numbers. Now say MP say what parliament now patriotic, nationalistic. Then appendages and a parliament. And the minority as him. Did the president inform parliament before traveling? Mamperi Bo Mejebejafie or no Felix, member of parliament, in his right conscience and senses.
They are on recess. By the institution.
What does the constitution say?
You inform parliament.
Did the president inform parliament?
Oh, you check.
He asked a question, sir.
No.
Do we know, sir, even before the speaker was traveling, and also informing presidency so to Kwayana?
Only Busaye.
Yeah, that's also another question.
So the question is that this is an issue on Kofuarezi. We will see there is no debate. There is no debate. You have not provided us answers to rubbish them. There is no debate means assembly will be Kofa Asemwaba. And only there's no debate. Now what can you say? There's no debate when somebody has an issue there. Not just a buona from my which of them? It would be an adanko that day. For whom? Enti mesemiano I say it's too early yet. Early days. You knew baby to me na Ghana for ni nyame mpani Mahama ankasaka nyame na aye na dom amana se abeji to me no. To me ye the fem o. Ye the fem obi anu mo bedi mpani Ghana afebo. Obi anu ba ye mase bedwani afebo. Kwajo tie we MP da. Anya onye MP biom.
Yes.
And this MP na wadie and na wudi minister for communication, government communications. Enti obi raise issue. Now we respond and now see there is no debate. Now if we say the right answer to give her. I don't think that's good conduct for a government. I will say, Yaman yourself no, Yamatna Fide so are complaining about the conduct of your politics. It yan shas yen sanema eyebium. Mekai July 1st, 2024. Former National Security Minister Francis Poku, Oma lecture biwo Ghana Armed Forces College. Now see do be really about 2024 piano. Omo modern say a free January course after swearing in. Ye be yan setramu kakafa kwaya ye fa so de aman yosem. Public confidence in our politics is gone down. It is this kind of politics. Without principle, without scruples, even among thieves, there is honor. There are standards. NDA Bianca presidency statement now, kwachi by one farmer keye. Then obekaye. What then obekaye? And I make catch on me say me sitting here and knowing what I know and what I've practiced in my politics, what we do, sharing here and there. And Kenya say more. But the Sami Jamfi standard. So you better go do baby, you be Jamanako. No more miniano, meka say obetia. Eya futu seman. One more eye de say onye hwe no ya doye or you say wabobra waye yi. They are worsening his case. I'm telling you.
But now the president has pardoned him.
Forget about it. President has pardoned him. What did he do wrong that the president is pardoning him?
He apologized for what he did.
No, but what did he do wrong? We are saying he did nothing wrong.
Who is saying?
Oh,
Felix?
What did he say? He didn't breach nothing. He didn't say that.
Yes,
that there was no breach.
Black and white in the code of conduct.
Yes, there was no breach.
But the spirit behind the code of conduct.
That is why the statement from that office ought not to have been what it is. So when you say there's a certain spirit, now as conveyed in the letter, and spirit, and I say the sense of our thinking of revamping and reviving our national politics with a sense of patriotism, a sense of nationalism, a sense of your friend saying high decency. If that spirit has been breached in a certain conduct, that's not the kind of statement you issue. You raise the issue. You condemn the issue.
Yes.
And you say, yet, because of the remorse shown by the young man, the president thinks that is punishment enough. But you make it look like nothing has happened. Why to say the she is here? And I'm confronting here today. And I mean, catch us and say, make a think I mean, problem with it. I'm being honest with you. But me tete the microphone can say she is here, and I'm saying, go by the Sami Jamfi standard, SGS. What would Sami Jamfi have said about that issue? Okay. President over 4 years. On one decided to be man who 120 days assessment B, one man who B plus, one man who A modest. Na B no crano, maybe you issue with it. What's my issue with it? The president failed to tell us one significant, unprecedented thing he's done.
Will take it over now.
Suspension of the Chief Justice. It's within that period.
Yes.
One can answer.
25 listed.
They say, oh, but
it's
an issue.
Promise.
Yeah, but promises include account and governance. You tell me, sir, and you're so trivial that it didn't require mention.
State of the Nation address.
A State of the Nation address.
An account of the first one.
Yes, 120. Let me say, it is a significant. Listen, be tolerant. You're tolerant. Be tolerant. When a class and channel. So that you don't catch yourself. Who to me? Where Juma the Casama? Yeah, need to mean it. Yeah, not any Casama. Oh, they would to me in a Casama. You see, Obi, they're not coming out to say, then to your book a crack. Now, Maya, you didn't purple muchitreno, and your Maya, a man say, you didn't come. Kruye Niado Boniface Nami slow and only a ditch mine. No credit means see you. Yamasandi any edi munya and yadi beko yamaye. Yanara assassinino. If you mamma or boy yare me and some bidin. Nim dien traso. Nim dear who giant. Person in Kuminya
and Kotokrane
and in Kotokrane. 3 of them. What is the solution of proposal here?
Or say, a deal Bremunya, am I atom say?
No, say, Obu, respect. And your sombre. Sani me, a sombre no, a join it to sutia yedibema embra, fidelity to the law. There's a breach and you say there's no debate because you have the numbers. This is not the first argument about numbers. So this numbers argument, 2017 you heard it. 2025 we are hearing it. 2 million say wow there. Check again the 2024 election results and advise yourself, even as winners. Now the way I shall see say a komusa. I don't think say a man ye na yepe.
I'll come back to you, Honorable Adu-Asare. Let me, my memory of Hosman Minty or drink show in some union a home patcho. Honorable.
Mine we won't dear. Say Ghana last us a match. Say one year. Coach, my own coach. Spectators, coaches. So, but Embra football, Mrano, say, as I see a young coach, and then the assistant coach, and then the one will be our needing. Oh, my mom who finds some better park so. Na decision say be take you up where you so no more for kwan say e mu bi o mo na be ye na ye spectators so e no nche say ye ni hwi ka ye bobo ni bi na ye so bi gina ho na ya ka ye de ye be di watem na ye di watem ye be praise you na ye praise you ye be cheer wo so na ye cheer wo tinka sa ye me fu say ye no as say ade asene a Nia wakujina hose opese oye president ya kotono so aba I say we need the way around nti and we need a pam for so oni omo ye adwuma omo se be omo wo nyansa wo nimdie eni kwan aye fa so edibu man nti emre bia mu no it takes the opposition to want to direct the affairs of government. President, Debbie, and yes, I'm a Sassan Koyano. Debbie, Fassi, I say, I have a Sassa would defeat.
I don't know more party.
Oh, President Casada be one Cassaye, where the no you saw and so you free. then they can't come. Oh, Kabila put the be in the film because I don't say I'm in this our party.
On your partisan.
Team.
I still have a voice.
In Casa with new voice.
Oh no, I'm just. I understand what you're saying.
Only party. You know, they are not US in Czech. They don't feel offended. But yeah, NPP now for 4 no. Just me who baby only 4 months ago. Almost share your among Ghana for na among that verdict that proves say they've been the worst ever government in the history of the Fourth Republic, but by extension from 1957 and Ghana year independent. With all these people around. Today they are the ones pontificating righteousness. And I say, then this is what your president say 1 year. Please. Let me pass a very fair I don't want to go there because near Ghana for there. And he said, "Ne court circle. Odo it's being desilted.
Team
clean.
I said the first time.
The first time who will be now the very last time I will be. The very last time I will be. Me say the very last time. That's the question I am asking.
Manuflu. I be a
oh,
first rank in record.
Baller, filth.
2017 playback.
Tan, you know it. Please. You know, no. Dollar, the top. Ekosiisen. Within a space of 4 months, I drop it from there 16 point something all the way down, and they say I'm at 12.8. That is what Guardians are happy about. Fuel prices. Tamani a top gallon, liter back, 17 cities. Today, I drop it to to the extent say you know woman on me crass is my wild. Say budget how yeah come they better almost 70 ni yes building materials there is here see na anya strength being you they need more dollars to be able, or more foreign currency to be able to do this. And no Ghana for that change. Move to my NDC, not to come and rabble rouse and be responding to all kinds of things. There was a little infraction of what we all thought was wrong. And there was only one thing he should have done, in my opinion. That's all. That is the only place I fault my brother.
Indiscretion.
It is that part. Because Uncle said, a precano, because we try a picture just before you got into the car. Definitely there's a camera around somewhere. It's your car. And then me say, even me po the car me use tinted, light tinted and dark tinted. And even a light tinted and let's say a dark tinted. Maybe TH3. Tisa will be good shami. Now say or besami bibi na me pese me man bibia. The name of Bekasa, me okasa nyina me ne nanti. Na nkodu me car mu. Na me tinasia. Na maka me door na tum. Se me sabe she me botu mu. Se me ba she me wallet mu. He fan. ne am pese me ye no na ma ye we are na ma winding the window ne down na ne am ye na ma ye na ma sorry so ti ye nyina eye addition ni bi na me gidi se e ma enkomo no ekoye se NDC fompo so any engineer see no when yet that act of benevolence
the recipient
and the feelings people are going through
and your feelings now go through because KSM said something on this same matter. Say granted say Samiko maybe our name prom maybe a Kolebu and at 7 name on will be stopping.
And yes, I do
and oh, Mrs. Tabida Hospital. Nindrubi I say at all. Kuta enough to patch up Mwaka crowd with the Abuame. And as some tanks I scanning in the man Ipakwa. Aka engine say the reaction yina for a omobeye because omunim say adoye ena oye. But we nipa no de man no enya adoye o.
Adoye.
There be no adoye. That is the point. And yes, I know Samino news enya adoye no oye no. But nipa no adoye. Somati what subsequent year why in some wa kika. Utia Ghana is aska we iska. And against that. So he doesn't need it.
But not at the point not sort of fool.
Jamie. One thing or can subsequently. You see, those are the things that poured more, stoked the fire. What you say? Because, yes,
sure.
And for me, look, if we read 1 John chapter 1, verse 9.
If we confess
our sins, He is faithful and just to forgive us and to cleanse us from
purify us from all unrighteousness.
We should live by that principle at all times.
Intino.
Obi.
Oh,
take note of it. Who preaches scripture there? I am there.
1 John 1:9.
Yes. You are me. You may be kind. Tobacco. Chichinu and Kono. Could you preach on?
Preach on, Tino. Sabi, what is there after let's say apology? Kind Psalm 51 and so the prayer of David.
Confessionary.
Or say create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from your presence. Take not your Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of my salvation.
Jesus.
What you say,
brother?
Intino, Bonnie, in this case, Impono, and your Bonnie.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
But again, there's a scripture in the Bible. See, we should not let our righteousness be evil spoken of. Oh yeah, the panel. Emma and say and Kose Bonnie. These are things that we all have to be guided.
Philosophy of relativism,
Prof. With, and I believe, say, brother, no. This is a wake-up call to him, not only to him,
everybody else,
but to everybody else, including myself. Because Sena Kabila Kano, any kut na ukoti from Farakano, and me. You see, you know, you think if Sami News said BBC Uncle Bay. What I say? If he knew Sami of all people would be born because I mean, dear, we one here, bear some, okay, we found us and free me so he won't do that. And for me, I think, sir, Ghana for any so any anji, see, you know. And yen the bonny on ye Tino, the president and so at him na who say sese utimi de ne fom so eche no na okoko ye na juma obo ne kokko se dachi onhwe na bibisa ansan sibioma e ka men kwa dia me fu se yenyina yentu so anamo ne yama opposition apejam a mo bomja ni bina Camilla kai Sami a hard nut when it comes to, Sami is a good communicator. He knows where to press the neck. What I say, Sami see your press so or be press so you will mean now, but did say, if there is any one person that people wish to say some scandal be better rocking Sami better first three emu. Oh, besides better mu say you can't three I mean to be and I say me meeting cause no be number one. Yes. It's not my in
no particular order.
Yes.
But two na can hono ye hwan.
But me can say more.
I don't know cause blue are.
Can say more. So
I don't know cause blue are.
On a more serious, I think Sami has paid his dues. Sure. In a way, look, he's a gift. I believe so. He may just have like Akoyesa or NDC ni.
Yeah.
Intino or be now it won't pen who be because of that. But Sami is a gift to this country. And a role model
to a lot
of young people.
Yeah, that's true.
I believe, sir, for such a person, or you need power, there, whom Becky can for so beba, and Tino, a buy and so ma Sabi, a year and like Kobe and Anna Maya, then your bed train so near them pa and Utu one more Pagana for chow. T. Obi.
Yema tu onko trade
na men kaka kramfa friend say Felix friend say
on the bridge constitutional bridge
you see NPP minority for a pomocho because to jogo from pa this business of always wanting to be in the news every day.
They are talking about a constitutional breach. So that's a major
this issue of always wanting to be in the news.
That's how you see it.
Toby, it's becoming way too much. Way too much. Hey, na Kabiru, oh, the next day, na back when you are so one your swami no even saying. Oh, na the team for you. Oh, na call Gideon Buaku. Just say the Asenia, ya share roll call be. Chale and Kabila is on our back and then in the stand. When it doesn't like
daily press conference. Daily press conference. Headquarters. Headquarters. Hourly
conference. Yet me can't say from the parliament to we cry now on press conference. I mean 4 years in parliament, NDC did more than 3,000 press conferences. I'm telling you,
from the days of the
and then I'm going to be 5 minutes. Hey, press conference.
You see, me ya wom kra na nyamedi kan no. Almost cry na bon when it comes to governance.
That's it.
Utinia papa no kan o friend say parliament, your friend say honorable boa.
Yes, Amaboa.
That statement. I said they have taught us how not to govern a country. If they go in the annals of history of having taught Ghanaians how not to govern a country. And you know, these people who have such a record, terrible, unprecedented, never to happen kind of a governance structure and system. These are the people who are now trying to teach John-Mahama, an experienced president. He's not here as a novice or the 4 years experience and a sambaye. 4.5. If you can add that too. Of experience.
3.5 as vice president.
We don't need any tutorials from the NPP
on how to govern.
It's a munjayen. If Omane can say bibi higher. All right. We're playing it back to them. If you have any problem,
you go to
say president in Niho, vice in Niho, back when you say speaker in Niho, now say in chief justice. Go to court.
Honorable Ebenezer Nina Nate, Maintio.
Obi.
The man who just read 1 John 1:9.
Obi. Mamicha Yeti for. I want you to help me on 2 areas.
Okay.
Honorable Adu-Asare, I enter what kind of children service teacher into a quote.
Yes.
But maybe to be quote. Into my story, no mommy. If you can remember the quotation.
Okay.
Obi. Okay, on hini bia. Our Bible more. Osman call for say omunko okun. No, sure mu boss say. Se mu ba. Your baby shamu kanino. Onu and I'm there.
Made a bar for it. That's Jaffet.
Jefta.
80
only a Jefta. Yeah, Jaffet ne bomb pie saying Uncle Honey, yeah, that's Jefta.
Or say it's unfortunately no. One the best yamu kwai.
Ni baba.
Into where
I don't know what for it.
I don't know for it. So, but
this one, in this case, no, the Boshebano can never be satisfied, can never be crucified. Boshebano of the NDC, in this case, can never be sacrificed for this country. It confirmed Easter or Sister today, the same Jubilee House who described Nana Adu-Asare office at the Jubilee House as a clearing agent, no? Now the same Jubilee House is being what? Declare people and saying that what patriotic financial. The same Jubilee House.
Now say Oma sanction ni pakrono.
In where or kwan so?
Into rendering a public apology, cautioning the person. They are all forms of sanction.
Obi, the same Jubilee House that described Nanado as a clearing agent. How are you going to describe John-Mahama today? Only the just forward, Anamiboa, and only the Honja clearing agent. On the Onitamabo, on the Jubilee House. You see the hypocrisy of the NDC. Etionyankuwa etuadiahu. Ene ye see dollar no ye yefin pasa de abesika mu. Dollar no ye yefin panase ye de abesika mu na ye cheche. Today we were told say 4 months, 5 months some people have not been paid, but today they have dollars to be given $10,000.
Oh, 10,000. When you ask, I figure different.
They are saying,
the recipient they say $800. Why are you saying 10,000?
And they say the recipient. I have a video that also said with $10,000.
That's an old video. Any old video.
That's an old video. Obi. Chief Justice Assembly and say, who studio ha? I can send. If you don't have the video, I'll send it to you.
I have that video.
Hey, Chief Justice, you can't do it. Enye sika kejo so Obi de me yani se enye Ghana sika so amoro ni sika udoko che Togo for sika ni Sami Jemfi edi ma Ghana ndie eye sefa anase naira. But you sat here and criticize Obi say ono the Ghana sika ono the sika na e sika, because I can also say per what you are accusing the Chief Justice say or the Ghana sika chuchiri die aha not be in fact be otino abi am aha not washing his suit black. No why say Obi enye sika ketu o sika putu dro can I also say who see can out there sue can no mu dollars now there sue can no mu gold boss can out there sue can no mana. You see the hypocrisy. That's what I'm saying. No, I'm just asking a question. It's a question I'm asking. I said, can I also say?
But he was giving.
Can I also say?
Sir, you cannot say that. You cannot ask that question because in the case of the Chief Justice, no, it's been proven. Say indeed, or mine sika and or to ask to say, nay, right or wrong, no, another matter.
There's another video of him on one of the stations and war Kaokudia. See, ukita foreign currency, and in fact, and you see, sometimes when you see your phone star,
now what
show there? Your phone star, and then some fee. Any this for a catcher and say, sharing dollars, or not say, a friend say $5 sikama, Ekosiisen ukamu now chicha. Almost it is not a crime. That's what Honorable Adu-Asare catcher mean. Oh, see, in Penifone Bubese,
a box man, as I say, no,
Penifone Bubese, a Susan of Bia, a Nanchabia, Susan of Hun, a Sishrifa. Maybe I wouldn't say Sika half, maybe who says Sikama. And I make a say, Tena Kabila Kaino. Sami Genfi, Nenumusem, and I had you body for Nenumusem. Look, Honorable Adu-Asare, you think if Honorable Adu-Asare and I shall grada and our man $50,000, it will be a news? You think it will be a news? It will not. But because of the standard I know what's setting and the way a man already call for when it comes to dollar issue in Yamanyamana. That's the same measure that people are charging him. And today, you see, NDC4, I know, be friend. In fact, that day now will be friend me. So, no, boo. Michelle. In fact, yes, of Obama, ho crap. Now, unfortunately, Minister Nigel Phenomena can be the man. Because don't about us, anymore. Madam, friend is new bow. I'm saying, me watch, I'm the Phenomena, on $100. Because me, they believe in Mama dollars and Mama City.
Oh. That was what I meant.
Now, can I show no? Me can that out. Yes. In fact, I saw a post of one of the NDC. I say, on no, a con for a moi. Say, up 1,000 CDs for the school fees a day. Some issue would be.
Now, how about the thousands others? No, Monswak.
And no, be so see. On Siano Saturday, no, that Saturday, no. Obisano Scano, on 1,000. No, come on, I come back at 10,000.
No case.
Just one of the dollar. One of the dollar can tell Dodima got up a Baku say Baku was Omuki. The account is I got the account so actually the account Eddie Kahu. It took over get a message $20,000.
In new $20,000.
You,
I got out
so
800.
Me, I don't expect anything from the Jubilee House. Say Omube and also suspect. I don't expect because he's a darling boy of the NDC. So they can't do anything. Obi, the last time Monday me one of your stations, Joy Prime. Me say this country, as at Monday, this country was naked. There was no leadership in this country as at Monday. And for so catch and say a business and useless for us to say the president of this country.
Please, those are your words. So
that's exactly what he said.
Those are
from what
words.
He said. That's what he's implying.
Well, you just have words. That
is what he's implying.
A pointless.
That's what he's implying.
Don't quote him like that.
But he's implied. He didn't
that
say
is what he's implying.
What he's saying.
That is what he implies. Say, as at Monday, the president is not in this country. The vice president is not in this country. The speaker was not in the country. The speaker of parliament, the chief justice has been suspended and they're acting. Honestly, to the baby, nothing is going on. Look, is that a resetting that they were talking about?
Go to court.
Is that a resetting? Oh yes, go to court. I understand. There was a response and the response of Felisun Kwachi. It tells us the arrogancy posture when you are in government.
Arrogance, yes, I am within.
That's the same arrogancy posture. Oh, you're useless. If I saw the initial, Obi, is it a constitutional right for the president to take his back, and now later they appoint chief of staff as the acting president?
Who appointed?
No. Who
someone Sami JV?
But the chief of staff ordinarily would have done that, even if the president was
fine.
Chief of staff. Chief of
say no. You see what he was telling you later?
Or say
but say the president
Waba. Or say they were
so and that's why they use our tax baseman to pay this person.
A person being
Sami JV,
it's an implied admission that
no, because for you to tell us
he has not denied the fact that they were not here.
So
but I'll say it is not a necessary debate.
No,
which is an implied admission of
the best thing he could have said. He said, yes, a breach of the constitution, and therefore you better say NCB. But for you to tell us when you send
constitution, we will say that.
You don't have
that is your interpretation.
No, you don't have to say this.
That is your interpretation. Don't tell us that is what it is.
Adu-Asare,
please.
It is Sankara NPP now Abemu. Sankara NPP now Abemu. Na don't do Baumia ni ho. Na your friends by Kokwe ni ho. And now the outia o San Obeka.
San no isi ana obetina na.
You see?
Isi ana obetina.
Eti onye ko etia dia ho.
Ensi e de mi abeka.
Eti esi no. Ghana ha. Yenni omanpeni. Yenni vice president. Yenni speaker all chire. Yenni chief justice all chire. Inti me sorry and apana me dwanum contract and the next time if the president try I'll go and sit there as a president.
I go Jubilee House.
I go as a president.
I drone never go na.
There will be there you for. Because honestly that's it.
Article 59.
Yes.
The president shall not leave Ghana without prior notification in writing, signed by him and addressed to the Speaker of Parliament. Enti Sawuka said there could not have been a breach of
your evidence? That letter is not.
So produce the letter.
The speaker
produce the letter.
May say what is your evidence?
So produce the letter. So produce the letter. Oh, when there's some
you see,
even after the letter, the president has left, the vice is not here, the speaker should be sworn in to us.
Obi, don't go. The man who is sitting at the presidency with the president failed to tell us that the president had complied with this.
Please, you are saying that from the Parliament House.
Which Parliament House? Now, are you quite over only Parliament?
Honorable Ebenezer
Obi.
If you are one the man boom, then you need I need double time.
Let him
Hey, Adu-Asare.
Otiano, because I see them because only me agreeing. And only the other Okaza will
Obi.
Yes.
It's even if speaker ain't new and per what Adu-Asare can say. Speaker Eddie Kankwa we are the deputy speaker of parliament. He performed in the absence of the speaker. Or no Eden or
but even after the speaker, if the speaker is also not alright, it's rather the CJ who acts as president.
So the deputy speaker can exactly. We have acting CJ. That's why I said the country was naked as of Monday. And then you come and
there's a lacuna whether an acting CJ can act as president. There's a lacuna there.
So you are here telling us, say,
a unique situation.
The issues that people are raising, say, it is not right for this country to live for a week.
So can we solve that problem in this studio?
Go to court.
So, but we'll talk about it in this
Go to court. So you don't see anything wrong with it. That's what they are telling me.
The formula not change.
You never said anything about it.
Say more court. Can you want to solve the problem now?
Can you imagine?
So that you and I will have an equal.
Can you imagine December 2024?
Yeah.
And I said we'll be saying that.
That's why I say
go to court.
Go to
court is a phrase coined by the NPP. Why is it that today when you are using it for
no,
them.
But you also know, sir, on this substantive matter, a established law. In what Kabila read, in fact, Professor Adu-Asare went to court on it. And the Supreme Court in Asare versus AG was clear. In fact, and the contention was said. Swearing in, no, there be anything. And the Supreme Court affirmed.
It is a CR president.
Yes.
You think the president has infracted the constitution?
Yes.
Then I'm over.
Then
I'm over. Then I'm person. Tell me, president on resign. Tell me.
The impeachment trial.
So go and you're trying to say ignite the impeachment.
You are an impeachment process.
So start it.
It's okay.
On the basis of constitutional breach.
We're in this country. But I was there in Parliament when the president, the vice president,
cannot be impeached.
and then your friend is saying, Speaker, anyhow, and I swear once your friend said Chief Justice. There was a time President anyhow, Vice anyhow, Michael Kwe, Ejlemu as a president.
Yes.
Obi, and Nukopono, people have issue with it. So we're told, say, no, no, and yet until we are going to be reset Ghana. That's the reset. The reset of Ghana, they say, Pres.Mahama to be funny back. No, go. The way be among and family home. After that, they say, oh, doing home. And a bag will so funny back. No, no, so call. Then we have a deputy CJ or no only be original.
Your deputy or your
acting CJ are only be original. Say, or your president, so your acting CJ, so your deal. Only
President, but President of Ghana.
And then you come and tell us, say, now they say President Daba. We're talking about the time that he left this country and another time of why then Waba. So he's telling us, so for me,
I think
that is my question.
I think President Pres.Mahama and the NDC need to apologize to Ghanaians for disrespecting us. It's a total disrespect to the good people of this country because it look as if say on fire. That's how I see it.
Are you denying
like the Omebia and family home? I don't care. That's the kind of attitude that he has put out.
I won't
say if the constitution and then why your constitutional review committee we review committee constitution on the same constitution that gave you the mandate say you have the right to come and contest again. The same constitution catch us say too quiet. So na catch say too quiet. Na Ghana for nyina and say me president say they in your mind and you take your bag and then you left to UK to go and rest. And then you come and tell us
Uncle rest Juma.
One who's on your friend is saying vice president or country
or UK.
In so called UK, I will say there.
And also called rest.
Now I got that.
A big crack or cigar, Jawasem. A bit call Abruchi cigar.
And you promise
on Ghana's money. Please, it's Gary or
reset
okay.
And I'm saying, sir, Obi, look,
say you Obi Pres.Mahama. What tackle Pres.Mahama and NPP for?
Because I know how.
Mpacho Kasa.
I so by so one for Johnny Zamba.
There down pe. Na me your damn bro.
Obi, yes. I think that Pres.Mahama needs to apologize to Ghanaians for disrespecting us in the first place by refusing to let us know that he's not in this country. About the vice president, we know that she's not well because our information said 2 months ago, say, Oko leave, and he had to. As for speaker, for information, but when I said on Monday morning, I will join Prime. Now I have done my checks from Parliament.
Senate Speaker Niha.
Say Oniha. But I mean, say, oh, Bafobon in the on the wall or train justice Bafobon or train ni faith. Say, committee no monthly 3 times a day, a week.
What's not almost time?
Into your 3 times a week. Into your training faith, whether he will be confirmed or whether or no Subeka say work out 6 months. And for 6 months, no, for the chief that's not for retirement. I want to plead with the president through Honorable Adu-Asare, and I'm still even surprised. Say the CNN, me who appointed letter. I'm even surprised about it. There are some of you who are home. By the end of this month, the Mama will be out. Ebe because Oma so ye kon edi so ahye ye munum na mo say piapia no wo kan wo
say wo minti ase
for 8 years
we adwuma for
8 years
na say adwuma no obi a wo ne ohwehwe wo mu ana na ewu mi sa mi so
mi papa ni na e ko nti e
me pay to show me what I want.
Ghana ambassador to UK.
Oh please. Yeah. Ghana
very well.
Ghana there me.
Anyways, my way na any other business 5 minutes each ni. I'm sorry. And Kuweze Obi, if it was Ghana, it was a Ghanaian court that ruled on Anas's case and Ken and reduced the damage from $18 million to $500. What would Ghanaians say about the Ghanaian court system or the judiciary? Or what would you, Obi, say about the ruling? We need your opinion on this.
Where are you? Direct question.
Yeah. Lead me not into temptation. My young so Dr. James Kwabnabonfe, any other business? Now, yeah, sorry. Why?
Oh, Obi, me any other business they make of my chichire no eye nyina ne beka bo. Nyasi bia no me fi se menua kuma samija fi obefa mu afutu. Na wakai se sebi enkan na oni tumi wo man di mu a enne o man tumi. Amanfo ani sano. Amanfo ani dinachi. Nti onkari ne hu eyi. Na de nyame peso di nukodru bia no ontimi nko enkodru ho na afiso so kwache ofosu Felix mesre no na maka chense juma odi no onu na ye omampani ene aban na nim nti kasa bi no onu a eni se free na no ba you can't talk as usual as spokesperson for the president, for the government. You are the face of it. Kasa bi on my dismissive. You can't put up that attitude. Oh dear. Afutu sama me deba manu ebewo James chapter 1 verse 19 to 26. Nyama miensa. Ese se otie more. Listen more. Speak slowly. Na fenso so ma bufuo enye adwuma kra. Bufuo de yi twetwene. So atase. Na ye nyina no because for me ade ba ko me kan de akanfo mampani Mahama eni say ne appointments awaye no or the young mabunu bebre abam na so challenge won so ne say eden ene mabunu na wa pa wo mo no won suni o mo ban no nsunsanso de beba in the governance of our country very critical nti mo so am ho kakra na bri ye ni nkaso tumi so sabi ya de ayamye nyamsuro ene forward thinking say wo dwele dachi mo na ye de me fi say ye nsom no ene nipa na ye mommodin say nema bia achiachia no ye betinitini ni nyina ama oman ye nsom ene nipa obi eseya esegu eso eye yesu so a eye mayina nti de meka fa ho anu na maka se ye nara ya asasini no ye to a ye nkai se nema miensa na edi ema munya nimdie ntraso aye fre no nimdie hu giant adinya tantantan na afen so nkotonkra ne mi wonu matwatrato so ya enim nso na maka kodo Adu-Asare mi hunu na se nie ye se oni kwabra bo fe mo so mo komia mi anasa he na hwe so ni na afen so de to so aye miensa aye apesa mi nkomenya sa nyama nyina no ye betimi akoatia eye obuo aye de bema ye ho enye asomra ye de betie ye ho na afen so yama ye mra no edi enim kan na ye de opepa nyamisro ni nuadone kroye ayedwuma yenso
fa kwabena sapon se otiamo nyina yes or say Obi, I don't think the president has violated any constitution when he is not in the jurisdiction. Who is to swear in who? The CJ must swear in the speaker who is not in town. The next in line is the CJ who is acting. The question is, can the acting CJ be sworn in as the acting president? If so, who is to swear in the acting CJ? What we have is a constitutional crisis and not a president violating any law. this is my common sense law. Your uncle, Kwabena,
you are contradicting yourself to the extent that what occasioned what you are calling a constitutional crisis. I mean, it's very true because Vice President they say, "Oh yare,"
yes,
and I was saying, "Oh yare." So the president traveling, mampani baby to kwano. When him says so free on more, na be the change ho.
And na speaker,
anti speaker, and a mampani no baby to kwano so no. As I say, or they be koto mashebe jefie. Until all the choir and Kobe who say speaker no. You know,
wait for the
exactly, or call the speaker to come.
Or call the speaker.
There's a history of that in a fourth Republican dispensation. Yes, but it's good, but we must admit certain things. That's what we must get. Now, there's no shame in admitting wrongdoing when the intentions are genuine and innocent.
Yeah. Honorable Adu-Asare, any other business? Simanum Mepacho.
Obi, I will not depart from my earlier position. You see, being this President Mahama will travel out of this country without respecting that provision, say, as I say, or throw letter. A common speaker. It definitely, I know there will be a certain letter somewhere. But as to whether
I would not even be more serious. And why you said or throw a letter,
and as first person
hold on. So or throw a letter now or realize it saying the speaker
please question on this question and say who throw letter no at the call
parliament.
Let's say Fakoma speaker.
Yes.
Is it says Fakoshe speaker man in some will fee? Oh, please allow me.
Swagger,
please. Yes, say Fakoshe.
This is you. This is you. This is my brother. This is my brother. What are you talking?
I understand his frustration. I understand.
Obi. You can say you fall letter no common speaker will fee. It will corner Fakoshe is same speaker. The letter you say you fall letter bro. You say Frank common why?
The Speaker of Parliament.
Right. Speaker of Parliament, you know, a
office.
Office. Anna.
Yes.
All right. When the letter gets there, what happens?
The Speaker is to inform Parliament.
The Speaker is to inform Parliament, and if the Vice is also not around, then the Speaker is sworn in as acting President.
Right. So where is the Speaker?
Out of jurisdiction.
Right. The president will function because speaker is not in the jurisdiction. President should wait for.
So you recall the speaker. Because I guess then there is no president, and that's where the problem is.
For me, I think so. No, you are looking for.
Swagger, don't do
this. I don't know Muni Abu Tracy. I don't know Muni Abu Tracy. Intina me say.
Okay.
Say what dream we na was assembly.
Supreme Court.
Because for us to be able to assemble the facts. Say, oh, I'm letter no call, speaker and sakai. Then the CNT as speaker too quine, and all these facts can be gathered. Ewo, court, anamwa. Now say, only me no to studio ha.
Asempa FM.
And you want me to admit all these facts that could have elucidated the debate properly. And you na debate this and common. And why are we saying the things we are saying? See, why don't we? If you feel say there's something, and right then it's a friend saying Adu-Asare, and now no power Joy FM, and he said the speaker has not, and he said the speaker, the president, he said so. This is a senior lawyer. To be a name, former director of the law school. Yes. You know, when people like that, authorities like that speak, who are we then to try to bamboozle the system with half laws? What you say?
When I say minority caucus or council na we issue statement.
Only Adu-Asare level back.
No, but also a professor.
Only Adu-Asare with the same level of experience. Yes. Obia pass law school this year. Or no ye pay. Would you think so? No
yes,
pay.
Aha,
now then you. You have seniors.
Watch out, be idea or Canada.
The channel do another channel say me channel. Udua go and show himself what channel. For me, I think say you see, we are building a country. And ye bibia na esese ye twin no twan because me personally I think say 1992 ye promulgated this constitution. Between that time and technology evolve by 3 or 4 times within the same 30-year period. What you say? 80 if a president you were playing the Air Force One when it's flying, it's like the White House
in the air.
In the air. So at what point can you say the president has deserted his country or the country is naked? What's my say? The sea, one of the ships is also like that. When the president goes on that Yinswa, he'll be pretty as president, even on the sea. So, for me, technology is defeating this constitutional provision, in my opinion.
Yeah, so we go back to court for the Supreme Court to depart from the earlier position.
And then get if this constitutional review can look at this party. Because for me, I mean, the vice president is genuinely not in the jurisdiction because the health situation cannot permit her to be here. Do you understand?
Yes.
That alone leaves a certain extra burden on the presidency. What you say?
Yes.
Emma president, you know, double work in my, like, so to speak, if I should use that word phrase. Well, for me, instead of trying to be hard at the situation, why don't we look at the soft side? Say, oh, for the past 2 months, this president seemed to be busy all over the place because his vice, the man can say, "Ususo mumano krano, uni around otumisum."
That's not what I want you.
I know I don't know that one. For me, I think say this opposition. You might put a cast as I say, I think it's in the first or second parliament. From the old parliament, you know. I say NPP nearby. Now, our opposition, we knew the party he was, but I say no, or no, your opposition from there.
What are we opposing today?
Also, you do was hey, then you oppose you. Do as a kind of tree, and then you oppose you. This opposition we have should not just be that type. Then he oppose you. Please let us move forward as a country because just a while ago you messed up this country. Just a while ago, partyless individuals. No, now because we can't take lessons from a failed government appointees and a failed one for that matter. Please, come on and watch us bring joy to the people of Ghana. Watch us improve the lives of people. School for and di and more di kosiari akokonam. Ghana school go.
School bank.
Who be some say Ghana school bank.
Tell me school na me kwe.
Momo mreso ubehwe na enam piece no. Ye dia 3 ewum chairman nipa 12. What you say? We have been here. You have served rice that is contaminated to students. You served it, a whole shipload.
It's the same rice that your president says, sir. You have come school for no.
It's not the same rice.
Hey,
rice.
Oh,
please.
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 You see, some propaganda. No, mama fan be share. Some mono, supply man inside.
That is not true.
No supply. Oh,
that is not true.
Please.
Honorable, I'm telling you, that is not true.
You have your time. Why are you rushing?
I'm sorry.
So, you know, you more expire. Bosa rebagi. Esan kotom chichema school for momudi. Okay, in this country, and we have reverted the friend saying. School for sika esese omo hwe school ye dia sama charge for omo na ehwe ema omo ton nuane de mo school for
ministries on be review side decision.
Yes, if they say they will review,
if omo review from July say omo ma omo sika to buy certain that they are kenin no central na de beko.
Wonderful. Ekra ye policy ye far better. We mu de na omo ye no eduane no na enko sardine but now expire near their common no mwedi. This is the people who are trying to teach us NDC how to govern. Please, no fam man who must so no conform, no man conform. Ghanaians are tired of your type and they want something else. Then they found it in President Mahama and his team. So allow them. Mama me masa we not happy. I won't allow it. But some of us won't give you that space because we are tired of your type.
Adu-Asare, any attaining Kano. Honorable Ebenezer Nina Nati.
Obi,
my into any other business.
Obi, I want to put on record saying the rice that was given, but the president himself, Ekaye say, on my year if you move a mona ediba no. Na aban no ekra emo de den ebebri na wa order say same emo no ye fan come secondary schools
rebagged rice
the same person saying say
please
no. Now you asking me say rebagged rice ana
me say rebagged abanka rebagged we say rebagged.
So if honorable do like here na say or can say ye emo na then it means that you have no information. You should check from the presidency.
Your president.
What are you saying? The president. Obi. What are you saying? Certainly. Honorable Adu-Asare and the NDC just need to admit. So the president have done already. Oh yeah. It's as simple as that. And the response of Felix should not be this kind of attitude of him. Look. When he is in opposition, different though. So say Okasama Abai. So if you come and tell us, say, yes, President A Niho, that's say Waba into the American it's an insult to the people of this country.
Who said
that? Is why I'm implying
no, so don't use those words. So don't use those words.
I still by standing saying the president needs to apologize to the people of this country for letting this country be naked and attracting people to be mocking us as a country. Say we have we have a country without a leader. Bible say Israel for say omo bompaye or say God give us a leader so I will not be like a sheep without a shepherd. That's exactly what the Pres.Mahama is doing now. They say ye need a Obi, other matters, just 1 minute.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, in fact, 21 days promises of John Dramani Mahama. Number 12, launching of sanitary pad and distribution to female students from primary to secondary school. It was launched 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
I say launching and what? Distribution.
Sure.
Obi, and now me no kasa. I have checked some schools in my constituency, you know the reason why I check for my constituency is because that's where they did the launching.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay. Salvation class of school number launching.
Okay.
So I want to use that place as a test case. Say, baby, then you be launching no crano. I could see and then
schools now can in be.
And yes, the teacher, they done a me lunch on teacher. That's the no. In fact, in Kwali crown, my friend is a mema. Obisi, me the command nana. Obisi, ni na wacha bra, or say the command nana. Obisi, the command mommy. Obisi, the command sister. Obisi, the command bo. I have a video I can share with you.
On the pad name.
I have a video I can share with you. Now send him out on about this time because we need number.
Okay.
Obi, Bessie ne. You been lunch, that's the end. I remember I was with one of the members of parliament, or say, I felt that the Ministry of Education, and the Ministry of Finance, and the Ministry of Gender, a quality data of a mile was our schools, no, all the schools in Ghana, no, and say a chepad na momo. So you, ututu anu manu wabe besides anu mabe niya. Say okpo, and I say nine apanga.
Oh, hi, anything.
Me how they say
student need train pad no.
You say exactly and you told us say we did you the reason why I say me how they say you came 2 weeks ago and launched it and then the following week you came to boss you came to boss
8 years went to
deliver
again you came to boss
or say
over here 20 days in office and I'm away 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 within 1 me one, I could check part 25. I'm Ankola, and then you come and tell us, say, what is be too bad?
Hey, child opposition, try yo.
Oh, they say, near one say, look, all your promises every day will follow out to find out.
Opposition,
in this can, and Obi, me catch up to Bibi Koso, Nayan Shen Yia, a president in this country, and a be higher as a country.
There.
And now menu can say Ablekuma not constituency any member of parliament.
Yes.
And now so TDFC Ablekuma not.
Yes.
Confirmation of the municipal chief executive of Ablekuma not. Na yakoto aba.
Na say omo confirm anyway.
Obi.
Omo I lucky omo no.
Can you imagine this? A whole presiding member. And nobody does so. You have been a member of parliament before. Who presided over assembly? Is that the PM?
Yes.
So if the PM was locked up because you are talking about first one, you have lost. The president nominee was totally rejected because on your 10, 11 people, including NDC, and you see, sometimes because my portray say assembly election and you're partisan. Pro NDC assembly members join the pro NPP assembly members to vote against the president nominee. The PM. Any if a bonfire, yapon, this ageni. Then all of a sudden, Omu no, ya so much share them, ya lucky dino.
Omu lucky pro MPP assembly members.
8 of them.
Any PM no.
The PM is a pro MPP member.
Yes. In the lucky omu.
8 niya.
Share them.
And the coordinating director was not present. Who the secretary to the assembly was not present. You see, the lawlessness in this country is because we don't have a president. If the president has been in this country, he will know that this is what is Ekosiisen or Ablekuma, and then he will tell us the master do the right because we don't have a president. And I think it is time. Say, but me, they say, who say, am I a woman? And I say, Ghana have a woman. I'm telling you, things that SC or Ghana has to say. There are a group of people who are say no. Omako Tama Station, Akoto Super Group, and they are sure man no.
Sir,
Omuntimi can be. Now a bit more. They say Nana me catch a friend is saying Dominic. Say me team mudi. Sir, say 1 media house, 1 appointment. So that you can't talk. Obi, and now me can say a bit more get. Me say Obi say he have the time when he have time to or to be marking about 1,000+ scripts of students are all show my dear. And then by the virtue of giving him a friend say a position or see on that year or Beka Galam say once. By the time that he was marking more than 2,000 scripts or to make a Galam say They say they are not why then. I am man. And to say me dem bo be edin. By ne your water body na say yakofa kokafo 75 years, 85 years, 90 years nkokafo ni brafo say me water gas.
Masa water body dey am na mo say.
Ah nipa no only giant. Na say obi iso say e wo e fe ni say dan so man. Iti obi konako kuhwe na be ka kire me. Na minister ni obi na team antem wo.
Omo no ye informant. Omo serve as informant. Obi, when omuhu problem and then they alert security.
You know the risks involved for those people. I live with you in the same community.
Yeah.
And then I've seen you coming to the site that I'm mining.
Yeah.
Then you claim that it's illegal.
So, then I'm here or illegal mining. What did you do? I want to about betray any ayenye.
Yeah, then
I'm here.
When no one said any boom for.
What did you do?
When no one said any
what do we learn from you? Tell me. What do we learn from you?
Then by a member of parliament who is now a minister of communication.
When 4 years Sam did not have representation. So 4 years. We won't let that happen.
Elton John.
We will not let that happen.
Just as he say.
We will not let that happen.
Bible say, should we continue to see?
I said we will not let that happen.
Should we continue to be making this?
I said we will not let that happen.
Thank you guys.
We will not let that happen.
Ekosiisen